Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry we're a bit late today, posting our daily update on my Editor Violin Concerto Challenge by Vivaldi. Done my violin practice today, which is a daily diet of Guillermin, Tartini and Vivaldi. It's nice if you like that kind of thing, which I do, thankfully. And been shifting a load of hardcore from the flower, but that's rubble. I would just like to clarify that. In the garden, so nothing else. So yesterday we were looking at RV 250 in E flat, all done, there you go, all finished. If I'm totally honest, I don't think that was Vivaldi's finest hour, and it's very, very rare I'd say that, but yeah, we just thought it was slightly on the uninspired side. Though having said that, there are so many times where I've looked at a piece of Vivaldi and thought, that looks a bit dodgy. And then you come to play it and you go, oh, it really worked. Case in point being the Concerto for Violin and Oboe in Unison, which sounds like a really bonkers idea, but is actually a really brilliant piece of music. So there you go, RV 250 finished. So today's challenge is Concerto in E major, RV 263. Now this one is an interesting one because this survives in two versions. One is this manuscript here, which is in Vivaldi's own handwriting. It's an autograph manuscript that survives in Turin. It also survives as the fourth concerto of the Opus 9, La Cetra publication that was published in 1727 in Amsterdam by Lucerne and dedicated to the Holy Roman Emperor Charles VI. Vivaldi had a really good stab several times at trying to get a job with him, but never really made it. But it's a really nice concerto. There's one major difference between the two sources. The Opus 9 has a completely different final movement. And I've never actually looked at the manuscript version of this piece before. So looking forward to getting to know the final movement of this version. And interestingly, composer like Vivaldi. Often reused material from time to time. He must have been a very busy chap who's doing his practice, teaching the girls at the Pietà, writing concertos, writing operas, etc, etc, etc. But interestingly, if you look, I've just lost it. Where's it gone? Sorry, what page are we on? It was 419, I think. Sorry, beg your pardon. Slight technical hitch, folks. There we go. What was I going to say? I can't remember what I was going to say now. I've lost my... Oh, that's right. Obviously too much work in the garden this morning. The first solo here, although I know this piece, it was only yesterday that I suddenly realised, oh, that appears in... this is in E major. It appears in the minor, key in the finale of the Concerto for Violin and two orchestras for the Feast of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary, which no doubt, depending on how long this lockdown goes on for, we'll get around to at some point. So that's an interesting bit of borrowing. There's also an interesting note to the copyist by Vivaldi. In the slow movement, as the technique that Vivaldi sometimes uses is to have a solo line and then a unison bass line underneath it with all the string instruments. So he's just written to save himself the hassle. He's just written one bass line, but then he's written a direction to the copyist here, which says. Bisogna stendere due righe, una per il basso e l'altra due violini e violetti tutti unisoni, which means it's enough to show two staves, one for the bass and the other for the for the violins and the violas, everybody in unison. And interestingly, if you look at the catalogue, that's exactly what the publishers in Amsterdam did for this movement. Showed the accompaniment in 2 staves, just like Vivaldi has asked his copiers to do here. So, just to give you an idea of how the opening goes, it's the sort of main theme for this opening movement is 3 sort of hammer stroke blows, which is a very common thing that you find amongst Baroque composers. Even in Another One Bites the Dust by Queen, same kind of idea. There you go. So that's at RV263. At some point I'll also do another file for the Opus 9 concerto. Yeah, I'll get cracking with that, and see you tomorrow for a violin concerto in E minor. Cheers, nice one.